You're listening to What She Said on Canada Talks.
And we are live in studio with Chris Abel. Now, Chris, there's lots of things that you're going to talk about today, but one of the things that is fascinating me is this wearable camera. Tell me about this.
Yeah, we're getting into an unusual trend of action selfies. So, most selfies are just, a still
in the
image.
bathroom.
Right, well. and now you're getting into the idea of using video. And it's interesting, I saw a video of a boy riding his bicycle, and he had one of those action cameras mounted on the bicycle bars. But instead of facing it forward, he had it turned on himself. And so that's kind of cool. People are starting to do this. This is new behavior that people didn't expect, especially the camera designers. There are problems with those cameras when you do that. Most of the first generation of action cameras, they have super wide angle lenses, perfect for taking in the side of a mountain. But when you turn that on yourself, you get that fisheye exaggeration. And so for people who want to sort of document their lives and share their stories, that's going to be a little uncomfortable. So there's this cool camera that's come out that addresses all the different sort of issues there. It's called the Stealth 2. And three things that it does that tries to address this trend of action selfies is the first is that it doesn't have a super wide angle lens. It has a more narrow lens. Still good for capturing live vistas, but when you turn on yourself, you're not really sort of obstructing your own view or your own face. The second is it's got a rotatable lens section on it. And what this means is that even if you're all thumbs and you strap this on your helmet and it's not quite straight, you can just sort of twist the lens and that kind of straightens up the view that
You
you're
mean Christine
recording.
could use this camera?
Everybody can use this camera. And then the final thing, and this is such a little thing, but it's something that other camera companies didn't think of, is that it's got what's called the screw thread, which means it can be added to any accessory on the market. Most cameras have that standard. You can use it with your tripods.
Right.
A lot of action cameras, they want you to use their own accessory. Well, the thing about it is, and I mean, it's a trend I'm not fond of, but these selfie sticks, I see them everywhere now. And so this camera can actually be added to your standard selfies. People love their selfie sticks, and so you can't put them away. Yeah.
Apparently, and I couldn't figure out. Then you got to have the timer. I had to upgrade my iPhone to use Alex's selfie stick to take a picture, and then I had to figure out how to operate the timer. And all in all, it was just it's like you just take it for me.
It's cool. So the company that makes this camera called Drift Innovation, they did something that actually is perfect for our program, which is that a tech guy like me can see all these little changes and adjustments, but for the average person, you have to kind of communicate that by showing. You have to go out and show footage. So they've launched this project called the Portrait Project, and we've brought in some of our cool friends from Drift Innovation that can tell us a little bit about this. And so Shauna Ireland is from Drift Innovation. Tell us a little bit about what the Portrait Project is all about.
So the Portrait Project actually is, it's Drift Innovation is one of the sponsors, but it's working with 22B. So Drew Henson, whom was one of the designers for Drift, has his own sort of design conglomerate, which is 22B. So the Portrait Project was to document women and their life behind the scene, but really authentically. So capturing the emotion and the struggles, and then some of the rises and falls. And 8 women were chosen to do this project. A lot of them really pursuing their passions, like dancing and acting and modeling. So that is what the Portrait Project is. It's all 2-minute videos that are on YouTube.
Yeah, and this is sort of different from how we normally document our lives. I mean, it's much different from just adding a little post on Facebook or tweeting something. You're actually using video, and video gives a point of view that's very different from everything else you're going to see on social media, right? So you're choosing people who are going to give you that kind of view. You mentioned you've got dancers, you've got painters, pretty fantastic.
Yeah, innovation and art, really, and it's like there's no filters, so it's just it's kind of interesting.
No
it's
crow?
It's raw, and the way that 22B has pieced these together, it's a lot of the young women, inspiring women that we've worked with have these cameras on them for up to 3 months.
Wow.
So they've documented a lot, and then Drew and his team have really put together like a collage of and just an essence of who that person is. Really, again, authentic.
So here we're going to play a clip from the opening trailer for this project, and everybody just have a little listen.
I love love what I do because it's artistic. It allows me to express myself.
You are going to be told no so much more than you are going to be told yes.
I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't around so many talented and ambitious people.
Luchan por lo que quieren realmente y que nada es imposible. Yo creo que con trabajo todo se consigue.
Looking at a lot of the different stories, you get some really inventive sort of angles. There's a dancer in one clip, and she's dancing with a selfie stick, which I would normally think would be pretty lame, but it's awesome the way that she has this swirling about her, and it gets this little tiny view of her face, and her hair is flying. There was another video in the collection that's actually of a motocross rider.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the things that people think of, she put a camera on the back of her seat, and there's actually an angle where you can see how much her butt is like just bouncing off the back of that motocross bike. I would never have thought to do that, but it's kind of an interesting angle to do. And so for this reason, it's good to talk to Kristen Plamel,
Yes.
who's one of the portrait artists. In fact, you are an actress, and so you got to go around and share your life using this camera. What was that experience like?
Well, I mean, it was crazy. Like, it really was a good exercise in holding yourself accountable as an artist to sort of crack your own whip and say, okay, I actually literally have a camera on me at all times now, so how am I going to document my life as an artist? And I mean, Drew was very adamant about it being authentic, so I got everything. I only had mine for about 6 weeks. And in that time, I mean, I was doing 3 different productions and auditions every week. And it was interesting to actually see, as the life of an artist, what is and is not allowed to be filmed. Because there was a lot of confidential stuff. We ran into a lot of different things with productions where they're like, no, you can't film this because of confidentiality and conflicts with different release dates. But most people were very interested in what was going on with it. They're like, what's the little magic wand camera? And it got people love this camera in production now, too.
That's cool. Yeah. So we actually have a clip from your portrait. We're going to have a little listen to that.
I guess I should introduce myself as well. My name is Kirsten Plamel, and I am a Toronto-based actress. I love creating, I love telling stories. I think any actor that is really dedicated to their craft knows that they're simply storytellers. So when I was younger, I was really seeking a lot of approval from a lot of people, and now I understand that you don't need that. I was a geeky young kid with braces and acne. I was kind of chubby. I had short hair. I didn't fit in. I was brought up in a very unconventional way, so socially I was quite awkward. It's made me so strong in who I am, in the fact that I'm doing this because I'm doing this for me, and it doesn't matter what other people think. It was an incredibly positive lesson to be told no, and to get through that, and to do it regardless. And just to realize that what other people tell you doesn't matter. As an actor, you have to allow things to affect you at all points in time, especially on set. I mean, in your personal life, that's your own time, but I find that if I don't lead a balanced, healthy lifestyle with a good amount of yoga, sex, a lot of creative time, and if I'm not well rested and I don't eat healthy, then I can't be affected when I need to be affected. And it's not about glamour, it's not about glitz and glam as an actor. It's not all parties and drugs, limousines and glamorous dresses. That's not what it's about. It's about the day-to-day life, getting up and doing it. Even when there's days that you don't want to get up and do it, you make yourself get up. And you get out there and you face the world with a big smile on your face. That's called volition.
Cut. Brendan, moving on. mean, you really are sharing sort of the life of an actress, because there are the moments that seem glamorous. You're sitting there in front of the camera, you got this gun, you're doing this really cool action scene, and then there's the unglamorous moments that people don't realize that acting has. You're going to these crappy little rooms for auditions. They're they look like sad little places, and you have to somehow be imaginative and come alive in them. That's very, very tough.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I'm standing there hallucinating most of my life as an actress. That's what it is. You have to create a story. You're a storyteller. So you're responsible for driving the story and giving a voice to that character. At the end of the day, being an actress, it's not about you. It's about telling a story. You're the least important person in that equation. The character is the most important in the story.
And as a tech guy, I'm looking for what kind of cool angles people are coming up with these cameras. And there's one moment in your portrait that I thought was like perfect as a Canadian moment, which is you walking down the street and you've got the camera facing yourself. And although your face is lit up with sunshine like it's a California day, you're being blasted with cold wind. And it just seemed like such a perfect Canadian moment because your eyes are wincing, like you're in pain, but you're smiling, which is what we Canadians do. And I thought that's the kind of thing that cameras like this need to be able to capture.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
So tell us where we see the project, the portrait project.
Where we see it, well, the campaign is continuing. We have 3 more portraits to launch, and then this will continue to inspire other women to submit their portraits, and so it will continue.
So it's on YouTube, and what's the channel?
So you can go to 22B, so spelt out 20, TWENTY, and then the number 2B. So you can view there's the trailer, which is just sort of a snapshot of all of the women being portrayed, and then each individual portrait is on there.
Next question, how much is the camera?
It's a really good price. It's really competitive. It goes on market in the UK for like $250. I think that's also convertible to Canadian dollars. Yeah. It's really competitive pricing. It's really good. Yeah. And you get a great package. It comes in this really stealthy, sleepy, sexy box. And you get all the... it comes very stealthily.
It's about unboxing. That's a big part of the experience. They've learned that from the chocolates industry. It has to be, the lid opens up and you got all the little tiny...
I'll never forget that poor guy that opened the new iPhone in Australia, which was straight on the ground. It didn't break. It was pretty good. So, and the camera, so it's videos, does it do stills? Is it...
Yeah, it can do stills.
It's everything,
and it's directly linked to your phone as well, and it's in real time, which is
like a little app,
which is cool.
So you can control it with an app on your smartphone.
Yeah, I have the app, but I forgot so you have like Drift Connect, and you can go in here. You can share all your stills and all your videos directly from your phone to the internet or to whoever. Like you can text them.
That makes life easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was sharing them all through, and it's Wi-Fi enabled. Right. So you turn the Wi-Fi on in your camera, and then it connects right here, anytime, anywhere. So you can be in the middle of nowhere doing motocross, and it'll connect.
That is awesome. So it's made by Drift Innovation, and the Toronto-based design shop is 22B. So thank you very much for coming in and explaining to us, Shauna Ireland and Kirsten Plumell.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.